nuts research in The Lancet ranked alcohol as the most harmful drug when you factor in damage to both the user and society. This is what the liquid lie doesn't want you to realize. That data doesn't reflect some chemical truth. It reflects cultural saturation, right? It reflects how accepted alcohol is, how easy it is to access, how often we use it, and how rarely we question it. The ranking is real, but it is also self-fulfilling. It's not proof that alcohol is unbeatable. It's proof that the world believes that it is.
Delete, cut, start again. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are absolutely bang on the money. That quote is from Henry Ford, a little bit of change at the end by me, and it's been bouncing around in my bonds ever since I heard it on The Rest is Politics US this week. Anthony Scaramucci and Katty Kay were talking about Donald Trump, right, and his current reign, and they were making this plea to the world leaders. Please, please, please stop putting Donald Trump on a pedestal. Stop treating him like he is this unbeatable final boss in a video game. Because if you do, if you start to think that he's invincible and that is what is happening, it will become your reality. And that got me thinking about alcohol. How often do we do the same thing with that enemy? How often do we paint alcohol reliance as this unbeatable, fire-breathing, final stage villain that we will never, ever overcome? How often do we tell ourselves that quitting is just too hard, too scary, too impossible because alcohol is that powerful? But what if I told you that this whole idea is complete and utter, what's that smell? Yeah, you got it. Absolute bullshit. My name is Lee Davy. I am not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, and I spend every single moment of that life, like today, helping other people do the same. So let's break this down. One of the most powerful elements of the liquid lie, this invisible, violent, and dominant belief system that programs us from birth to believe that alcohol is natural, normal, nice, necessary, and noble, is how it paints alcohol reliance as unbeatable. Like it's something only the toughest, strongest, and most determined folk could ever hope to conquer. And you've probably heard lines like this before. Alcohol is one of the most addictive substances on the planet. Quitting takes everything you've got. Once an addict, always an addict. Only a few people make it, and even they struggle every day. But those narratives, they're not just disempowering, they're absolutely dangerous because it creates a belief system that serves the firefighter part in our system, the ones that exist to put out our emotional fires. Let me explain. In internal family systems, a form of therapy created by Dr. Richard Schwartz, which we lean on a lot in the Strive method, firefighter parts are those reactive voices inside of your mind that leap into action when the pain gets too loud. They want relief. They want help. But these parts, they are short-term thinkers. And for millions of people, alcohol is their favorite fire extinguisher. Now, if the cultural narrative says that quitting alcohol is almost impossible, then every time a firefighter part reaches for the drink, it feels justified, validated, and protected. And your whole system, your whole internal family system of voices, self parts, a whole lot thinks, well, of course we're drinking because it's the only thing strong enough to help. And the longer that belief holds, the stronger the liquid lie becomes. So here's a question that I want you to sit with. What if the hardest part of quitting alcohol isn't the quitting itself, but the belief that it's supposed to be difficult? Pause on that while we take a little break, and I'll be right back. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober podcast. And let's get right back into it because this is where the illusion starts to crack. When I stopped drinking, I didn't climb some impossible mountain. I didn't grit my teeth through endless temptation and white knuckle willpower. I know this is going to trigger the fuck out of some of you, but my journey, I absolutely and thoroughly enjoyed it. And it wasn't because I got lucky, right? That is me seeing the truth. Because the world thinks that alcohol is one of the most powerfully addictive drugs out there, and the data backs it up. David Nutt's research in The Lancet ranked alcohol as the most harmful drug when you factor in damage to both the user and society. This is what the liquid lie doesn't want you to realize. That data doesn't reflect some chemical truth. It reflects cultural saturation, right? It reflects how accepted alcohol is, how easy it is to access, how often we use it, and how rarely we question it. The ranking is real, but it is also self-fulfilling. It's not proof that alcohol is unbeatable. It's proof that the world believes that it is. And that belief really feeds this firefighter part that we all have within us when we are stuck with alcohol reliance. Because if quitting is supposed to be hard, then the drink always wins. But what I discovered, and what eventually became the Strive method, is that using alcohol to put out fires only creates, you guessed it, more fires. And freedom from alcohol, it doesn't have to be hard. It can be easy and it can be fun if you embed Henry Ford's quote deep into your noggin. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Okay, today's vow. I will not drink today because I refuse to believe the lie that I can't. If you make alcohol into this unbeatable end boss, then your firefighter parts will win every time. But if you see it as the paper dragon it is, propped up by myth, marketing, fear, then freedom isn't just possible, it is easy and it is fun. Henry Ford was bang on the money. And the moment you start believing you can, then you already have. Okay, that's all we got time for today. If today's episode landed with you, please share it with someone. Please rate it, review it, and subscribe, okay? Help somebody else see through this end boss solution. I will join you again tomorrow. If you are interested in joining the Strive Method, our 6-month flagship program that can help you to see that overcoming alcohol reliance can be easy and it can be fun, then email me at strivemethod@gmail.com. And remember, you do not need to drink alcohol today. It is not hard to get through today without drinking alcohol. You just think it is. All right? Change your belief system for today, not tomorrow, not next week, but just today. All right? You've got this. Much love and strive on.